So this is section 3 of the Adventure Blanket cowl. If you are joining in with the cowl, please don't forget to show us your progress and join the Facebook group and share your photos, etc. with us. We love to see how they're going. This one is the Leafy Lanes section. Now it is 2 inches wide. And it's super easy, super quick, and it's a lot of fun to work up. So without further ado, let's get started. So this section is actually super easy. It is a 4-row repeat with 2 of those 4 rows being simple single crochets all the way across. So this video is going to be super quick, and you're going to absolutely adore the texture that you get from this one. So let's get started. So for this section of the blanket, it will be approximately 2 inches or so wide. We need to chain 10 to start. Oops. So there's our 10 chains, and then in the second chain from the hook we are going to single crochet. So we don't count the chain on our hook, and we don't count this first chain here. We're going to start working into this second chain and single crochet, and then we are going to single crochet into each chain across. So at the end of this row we will have 9 single crochets. And that is what we're looking like at the end of row 1. So for row 2 we're going to turn, chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and we're going to single crochet in each of the line stitches all the way across. So single crochet into that very first stitch, and each stitch across. And this is what we're looking like at the end of row 2. So for row 3, this is where it starts to get interesting. We're going to turn and chain 1. Then we're going to single crochet into this first stitch, and remember, all front post stitches are worked 2 rows below. So for row 3 we're working into the posts from row 1. So in the next stitch we're going to front post double crochet. So we'll yarn over. For the purposes of cables, I have to count the chain 1 as a stitch, simply because by the time I get to the end of the row I am always 1 short, always, and I can't fathom that one out. It doesn't matter what I do or what videos I watch, I always end up being 1 short. So I'm counting this as my first stitch. So this post here will be my first post that I work around. So I've already yarned over. I'm going to insert my hook from the front, round the back of that post and back out the front again. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we've worked our first front post double crochet, that counts as a stitch. So remember, on row 2 we need to skip the next stitch because that's what this one's counted as, and then we need to single crochet into the next stitch. And then we're going to skip 1 stitch, and we're going to front post treble around the next 2 stitches. So again, the easiest way to work out which post you're working into, because we're just working a small number of stitches, this stitch here is our front post, and we can see that quite clearly. Then we had a single crochet, and then we skipped 1. So these next 2 stitches are going to be front post treble crochets. So we're going to yarn over twice, and I'm going to insert my hook around the post of that next stitch to be worked, yarn over and pull through. So now I have 4 loops on my hook. Then I'll yarn over, pull through 2 loops, so I'm left with 3 loops on my hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, so I'm left with 2 loops on my hook, and yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. And I'm going to repeat that process on the next post stitch along and work my front post treble crochet. And then working in front of the 2 front post treble crochets we just made, we're going to go back to that skipped stitch. So here are our 2 front post trebles. We're going to go back to the stitch before them, and we're going to work a front post treble around that stitch. So we'll yarn over twice. We'll take our hook in front of the stitches we've just made, and we'll insert our hook around the post of that stitch, being careful not to catch either of the stitches that we have just made. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through, so we have our 4 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, so we're left with 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, so we're left with 2 loops on our hook, and yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops on our hook. Then we're going to single crochet into the next stitch. So we've just worked 3 front post trebles. So when we look from the back down on to the previous row, we need to skip 3 stitches and leave those unworked, because that is what these count as. And then the next stitch we're going to single crochet. And then we're going to front post double crochet into the next stitch. So just a quick reminder, we yarn over once for a front post double crochet. Then we'll insert our hook around that posts of the stitch we're working, yarn over and pull through. So we've got 3 loops in our hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And then we are going to single crochet into that final stitch of the row. And that is what we're looking like at the end of row 3. So row 4 is a wrong side row, so we're going to chain 1 and turn, and then what we're going to do is just single crochet in each stitch across, making sure only to single crochet into the stitches that we worked on the previous row. So at the end of this row you will have 9 single crochet stitches. And then for row 5 we're going to turn and chain 1, and we will single crochet into the first stitch, and then we're going to front post double crochet around that next stitch. Remember, the front post stitches are worked into the stitch 2 rows below, and from row 5 it's going to be super easy, because all we're doing is we're looking for the front post stitches that we worked in row 3. So from this point on we will only be working front post stitches for this section into the front post stitches from 2 rows below. So we'll yarn over, we'll insert our hook under the post of that first front post double crochet, and we'll work our front post double crochet. Then we're going to single crochet into the next stitch, so we'll leave 1 stitch on the immediate row below unworked and single crochet into that next stitch, and then we are going to front post double crochet into the 3 front post treble crochets from 2 rows below. So we'll yarn over, we'll look for that first front post stitch, which is actually hiding behind this one, and we'll insert our hook, yarn over and pull through and work our double. And then we're going to yarn over and front post double crochet around the next stitch to be worked. So that's this stitch here, which you might have to use your hook and find, because this treble front post treble crochet here might be hiding it a little bit. And we'll work a front post double, and then the last front post double goes into this front post double crochet that sweeps across the top of the previous two. And then we're going to leave 3 stitches unworked on the row below, because these 3 stitches count, and we'll single crochet into the next stitch. And then we'll front post double crochet around that last front post double crochet from 2 rows below, and single crochet into that very last stitch. And then we're going to chain 1 and turn. This is a wrong side row, so we're just going to work a single crochet in each stitch across. So by the end of the row you will have 9 single crochets. And then I've chained 1 and turned, and this is what we're looking like at the end of row 6. So all we need to do is repeat rows 3 through 6 until our blanket section is 60 inches tall, or as tall as desired. Now, because this is super quick, I'm going to quickly work the repeat once more with you. So we're going to single crochet into that first stitch. Then we are going to front post double crochet around that next front post double crochet from 2 rows below. And then we leave 1 stitch unworked on the row below and single crochet into the next stitch. Then we are going to skip the next stitch, which is this front post double crochet, and we're going to front post treble crochet around the next 2 stitches. So we'll yarn over twice, insert our hook under that first front post double crochet to be worked, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through the last remaining 2 loops. And we'll do that again for the next stitch. So we're going to yarn over twice, insert our hook under the post of that next stitch, yarn over and pull through. So we've got 4 loops in our hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops in our hook. So we've worked those 2 front post double crochets, and we need to go back and work this missed or skipped front post treble crochet. So we will yarn over twice, insert our hook under that skipped stitch, making sure that our yarn isn't catching either of the front post treble crochets we've just made. Yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops on your hook. Then we'll leave 3 stitches unworked from the immediate row below, and we will single crochet into the next stitch. And then we will front post double crochet around that last front post double crochet. And we will single crochet into that last stitch. And then we'll chain 1, turn. This is a wrong side row, so we're going to work a single crochet into that first stitch and each stitch across. So at the end of this row we will have 9 single crochets. So for row 5 we're going to chain 1 and turn, and this is what we're looking like so far. And we're going to single crochet into that first stitch, front post double crochet around that first front post double crochet, and that front post counts as a stitch, so we're going to leave 1 stitch unworked on the immediate row below, and we're going to single crochet into the next stitch. And then we're going to front post double crochet around each of the front post treble crochets from the row below. So we'll yarn over once, insert our hook under and through the post of that first front post treble crochet from 2 rows below, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we'll do that for the next stitch, which might be hiding under this one that's coming across all 3. So we'll yarn over, we'll find that post of the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. Then we'll yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And we'll do that for this last front post treble crochet, the one which crosses across the front here. And then we will leave 3 stitches unworked on the row below and single crochet into the next stitch, front post double crochet around the next stitch, and then single crochet into that last stitch and chain 1, turn, and single crochet into that first stitch of the row and each stitch all the way across for a total of 9 single crochets. And that is all there is to section 3 of the Adventure Blanket Cal, which is the Leafy Lanes section. I do hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today. Check out the description for the links to the Cal where you can make that gorgeous blanket with us step by step. And I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.